Katie, come over here. I'm going to tell you a story today.
Okay, Mom.
Once upon a time, there was a kingdom called the Kingdom of Protista. Within the kingdom, there were several villages. Now, these villages were special. Each one was named after its characteristic organism which it used for protection. The first villages were the Diplomonads, Euglenozoa, Alveolata, Stramonopila, and Coanoflagellata. The last two villages were being built closely together, and they were called Rhodophyta and Chlorophyta.
That's a lot of villages. Did they get along?
For the most part, but there were some disputes between the last two villages. The villagers in Chlorophyta discriminated against those in Rhodophyta because they used different pigments.
That's mean.
Yep, so anyways, the Chlorophyta villagers went to the king of the Protista kingdom to move them away from the Rhodophyta village, but the king refused. So the Chlorophyta villagers started plotting against the entire kingdom of Protista.
So what did they do?
They broke off from Protista and made their own kingdom, called Plantae.
Wow.
So basically, Chlorophyta was the first village in the Plantae kingdom. From that point onward, any new villages were built on land after the Streptophyta village. The different areas within these villages created many new organisms and possibilities for the world.
Like what?
Well, take a look at this map here and you'll see all of the areas. There are some plants that you may recognize. For example, the bryophyte forests produce mosses, and from the tracheophyte trail, we get pretty flowers, fruits, and even ferns.
Wow. But Chlorophyta and Rhodophyta were supposed to be sister villages. So if they were the same, how are the Protista and Plantae kingdoms any different?
Well, there are some similarities between several protists and plants. The plant-like protists are just like plants in that they were autotrophs, which means that they can feed themselves, many of them by sunlight. The main difference is that plants are multicellular, while plant-like protists are always unicellular.
They only have one cell?
Yep.
So which protists are like plants?
Well, going back to our story, the villages of Euglenozoa, Alveolata, and Stramnopila, and of course Rhodophyta, each had similar characteristics to plants.
Oh. Okay. So I just have one question. What's a protist?